Listen, whatever you do, don't waste your youth. You can always make more money. You can start a new career. You can even rebuild. But one thing you can't do is get your youth back. And I'm not talking about trying to stay young. I'm talking about giving your valuable time to things that just don't deserve it. Investing time in the wrong people, staying in the wrong relationships, trying to prove yourself to people who've already decided that you're not valuable, waiting on somebody to choose you who's not worthy of you in the first place. Don't do that. Don't shrink, settle, or delay your dreams waiting on somebody else to catch up. Travel while you can. Take risks. Build something that's yours. Protect your peace like it's something expensive, because it is. Your younger years are not to be played with. And listen, women don't give up their youth all at once. It happens over time. 20 becomes 30, 30 becomes 40, and so forth. So choose yourself, because 10 years from now, that version of you will thank you because you did. All right, love ya. Bye.
I mean, your moms, your aunties, someone around you should be mentoring you to get married. That's not what I do. I have my own daughters. One is married, one's going to be married soon. So y'all really need to have conversations with your moms, aunties, mentors. Okay. For women over 40, y'all, this dating landscape is different. No one is really talking to us about how different the dating landscape is. I went through it at 43, married at 44, maybe I was 42, turned 4, I don't know. But I'm 45 now, and I'm doing my best to help y'all understand it's limited, okay? You want a clearance rack, okay? You got to pick the best. We're manager special. It's not what it was in your 20s. It's not what it was in your 30s. And some of y'all over 50 that I meet and really still think y'all got options. You're so independent and set in your ways, you blame it on the men. But it's you, sis. It's you.
What do you wish that you had known about love in your 20s?
Perhaps to be more out front. Because in those days, women, we all took a back seat. It was whatever our partner decided. We always tend to accommodate, but I think that now with this generation, they're more assertive, and they should be, and I'm proud of that for them. We always tended to put our men on a pedestal, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I think women should be on a pedestal as well.
I agree.
Ladies, you should never feel like it's your job to cook for your husband, because I'm already making the banana bread muffins for him. If you feel like it's more of a job than it is a privilege to cook for your husband, then maybe wifely duties just is not the role for you. I'm sorry. I literally can't think of anything more fulfilling than my husband coming home. Here, I'll just picture it. Hi, darling. The ribeye is almost ready, and the sweet potatoes are just coming out of the oven, and I'm making those famous banana bread muffins you love so much. Stetson and Christian are in their bedroom getting washed up for dinner. There is a glass of Woodford Reserve sitting for you right there, right next to the game. I would kill for that right now. I would kill for that.
We're going to get divorced because we got married at 18. Is what so many comments have told us is going to happen. But here's what we're doing now to make sure that doesn't happen.
We start marriage counseling at 17 years old. We realize that this is important no matter how old you are, and it has benefited our relationship tremendously, so we'll keep doing it no matter the age.
We try to keep the bedroom as pure as possible. What that means is we're not consuming overly sexual content. We're not letting other people have a say in our sex life. When it comes to what happens in the bedroom, it's just between us and nobody else.
We continue to date each other. We continue to do the small things, even in marriage. And most importantly, we stay each other's best friends. If we hate spending time together, this thing just ain't gonna work.
Finally, the most important thing is that we keep God at the center of our marriage. He's what brought us together. He's what keeps us united. And he's what's going to keep us together. And that's not going to change.
Older women weren't giving random advice. They were handing down a field-tested checklist: character, consistency, provider instinct, emotional regulation. We called it outdated. Turns out, it was the blueprint. Let me show you.
Women are delusional in dating. I say this as a professional matchmaker and as a woman who lived inside delusion for 43 years. And there are many stories that I will share to illustrate this in service of truth and love. But we need to start with a statistic that knocked me out. So a little context first. As a professional matchmaker, people come to me with lists. Eventually, I hope we see that lists do not lead to love, but that is the trend. If I check off all the things on the list, I will find love. Anyways, that's another video. So women often had height. And can you guess the other one on the list? Financial security. And that range for them of what was tall enough or what was rich enough varied. But nonetheless, you would see it often. And I will tell you, no one ever said, I have a healthy, happy relationship because I'm with a tall, rich dude. Ever. Never. That is never the thing. Sure, if you like it, it can be a bonus. But let me tell you, you really need to look at that, because here's the stat. Are you ready? If you are wanting a gentleman who is 6 feet tall or above and who makes over $150,000 or above, guess what percent of the dating pool you are dealing with? 1%. You've reduced all the men down to 1% left if you are looking for that. And let me tell you, that guy, that 1%, he has a lot of options. And so every woman thinks she's getting this guy. Wait, and that 1%, oh, this is the most important part. That does not include kindness. That does not include intelligence. That does not include emotional availability. That does not include physical attractiveness. It includes nothing that is important in actually making a relationship last. It doesn't include similar values. You've shrunk your dating pool down to 1%. And I'm going to tell you why none of this matters. But before I do that, we need to really let this sink in. And we need to remember this. This is very easy to forget. When you have a bad date or are struggling with anything in relationships, this statistic, once you understand more context, it will put it in perspective for you. So save it so you can refer back to it and share it with your friends. Because women, we need to wake up. 6 foot tall and 150K is not, it's not it. It's not gonna get you the marriage and the love that you want. And I will share what will. But first, we need to let the statistic sink in. Save it and share it.
Grandma, I just don't know why I'm still single.
Well, you gotta quit messing with those little fuckboys.
Dating advice from a 51-year-old who used to be a matchmaker, part 2.
If someone says they don't want to be in a relationship or commit, believe them. Don't try to change somebody to fit what you're looking for. Take time to get to know somebody before you commit, at least 4 seasons. If you don't want to be in a relationship or date, just be honest. Don't ghost someone. It's not cool. If someone ghosts you, don't waste time trying to figure it out or find them. Move on. Changing yourself to fit what you think somebody else wants is never going to work in the end. For example, if you don't like to travel and they love to travel and you're just pretending and going along to make it work right now, you're setting yourself up for a lot of misery.
Good morning. Here's some wisdom from my den. This is my den. This is for all the single folks out there. Remember, when you're dating someone, they're basically auditioning or interviewing for a role. They need to put their best foot forward. If somebody is not on time, does not make an effort to make plans, is not pleasant to you, is not interested in what you have to say, then you say, thank you very much, bye-bye, and you hightail it out of there. Just dip, because there's no reason to waste your time on somebody who's not invested in you. And this whole, well, maybe they're nervous. Well, maybe they are, but you know what? They can still make an effort. And it's okay to say I'm nervous. But if someone is not making an effort for you, if they're not putting in the work in the beginning, then trust me, they will not put in the work later. So take that advice from an old married lady that somebody needs to put the work in if you want to have a good relationship with them. Bye.
I'm obsessed with my husband, okay? I know it maybe sounds weird. It's been like 25 years and everybody said like, that'll go away. You're not going to feel like that. Like his brothers told him like, she's not going to keep being like that. I don't know when it's going to end, but I just have to tell you, like, I know the internet has fallen in love with him. He's just so cute. Like, I literally have to bite my hand sometimes because if he's not in reach, I need to like bite him. I need to squeeze him. He's so cute. He's so sweet. He's such a good husband. Like, I don't know what I did to deserve him. And I just have to say, like, what was wrong? Like, okay, when we met at work, like there was women at work there and none of them paid attention to him. None of them. And you know how you are. Yeah, that's right. I got the diamond in the rough. He was a little rough around the edges. You know, we went to the dentist. He quit smoking. He didn't spend all his money on alcohol every weekend, but he was a young guy. He was like 26 years old. God, he was so cute. And they didn't see that. And as soon as we started dating and they saw like him love bombing me, like flowers, trips, there wasn't dates. It was trips, literal trips. He took me on trips. Okay. Our second date, he paid attention to every little thing I ever said that I liked, and he had it all laid out. Chinese food, Funyuns, like my favorite candy, which was not easy to find. It was like based in Boston baked beans, like at the time. And I mean, I'm just obsessed. I'm like, he's so good. And I am like not as good. Do you understand? Like, I know you've already known that, but like when we talk, if I tell him, like just today, I told him something about happened at work and he literally remembers every little detail. He's like, okay, so what happened with so-and-so? What happened with that? And is everything okay? Like checking up on me. And he tells me about like stuff he's building and guitars and I zone out. Like, I don't know. And I even say, Tara, reel it in. He's going to divorce you. I don't know what I did. He's not allowed to divorce me because he's just so perfect. But sometimes I feel like I just have to tell the world that I'm obsessed with him.
So the blueprint got thrown out. Fine. But here's where it gets worse. We didn't just ignore the advice. We replaced it with something else entirely. We swapped the checklist they gave us for a new one. And that new checklist, it's why so many of you are single right now. Let me show you. Problem 2. The character checklist got replaced by a lifestyle checklist.
People are constantly telling women that their standards are too high, but the standards will literally be have a job, be nice, and don't cheat. So is it the job that's a lot to ask, or is it the cheating? Because if it's the being nice, then we really have to reevaluate.
So this is why I cheated on a good man.
When women tell me that their height filters are set at 6 feet or higher, it drives me crazy. Only 14% of men in the United States are 6 feet or taller. Unless you really only want to date 14% of men and limit your options, I would say forget about the height filter or at least be a little bit more flexible because you are starting out from a point of scarcity and instead you should have an abundance mindset and be looking at more people.
Wow, you have both of your arms and most of your teeth. You're perfect. Height.
6'3".
Income.
150,000.
Renter owned. What are you spending on a first date?
$100.
What was that?
$100, ma'am.
Okay, no. Minimum $200 or else it is not a first date. We're just hanging out. Next. Height.
6'3".
Clavtacular. Women need to be more realistic when dating. That's absolutely correct. Girls, you need to realize this. Someone had the audacity in telling me that my dating standards are unrealistic. Who's ever going to meet your dating standards, Christina? Me. I meet them. I'll never expect something from someone that I can't already provide for myself. Even my friends are meeting the standards on a random Tuesday night. Girl, you are literally proof that the standard can be met. So be realistic. Keep the bar where it is. In fact, you probably can raise it. And if you can't reach it, find a taller man.
You either tolerate a busy man or you babysit a broke one. So many women want a provider man, but will get upset when he doesn't pay attention to you 24/7. If you want a guy to spend all his time with you, go find a bum. Go find a brokey. You can't have it both ways. Either lower your standards or accept the fact that if your man is building a business, trying to get rich, that he's gonna be busy. Go get busy yourself.
So now we've got a generation of women using a scorecard that doesn't actually measure what wins. And you're starting to feel it, aren't you? The math isn't matching. You're doing everything the culture told you to do, and the results aren't adding up. Here's what happens next. Problem 3. The bill comes due. The women who laughed at older women's advice in their 20s are now in their 30s, exhausted by the apps, and asking the question they swore they'd never ask. Where did all the good men go? Meanwhile, the women who took the advice quietly built what the others are still chasing.
You want to know what's dumb about these broads that always oppose my views on dating men and how they can actually obtain a successful relationship and still, like, I literally give them every cheat code, cheat sheet, guidelines, anything possible to be able to land a successful relationship and or marriage, and yet they still don't want to fucking listen. You know why? Because they just refuse to take any sort of accountability. Just earlier today on my Facebook page, this girl just proceeds to tell me that women are not going to take the chance because they're not dumb, because they're not going to date a broke man. Now I've said this because there was a video that points out about how a woman is willing to turn down a man and a date just because he doesn't have a car. Just because he doesn't have a car, right? Okay, so I had said that, does it ever occur to you, does it ever occur to any of these dumb broads that a man can seriously check out all the boxes and you'll still turn him down just because he doesn't have money or a car, when you don't know the potential of what this man has? You don't know what he's capable of. You don't see that he is trying. Instead, you just already want something well established and already laid out for you, like a lazy, dumb broad who's not willing to put in the fucking work. Now, I've made this perfectly fucking clear that I've never said date yourself a broke man that ain't doing shit with his life. I've never said that. But there's nothing wrong with dating a man who's actually showing his potential, that's actually willing to put in the work, that's willing to actually show you what he's willing to achieve and what he wants to do for you. There is nothing wrong with that. I dated a man that did just that. He wasn't sitting there making six figures then when we were dating. But guess what? He's making six figures now because I, as the wife, was being supportive and making sure his ass was actually gonna have that road paved for him. I made sure that he was going to have those doors open for him, and I made sure nothing was gonna get in the fucking way. And a good man is going to be willing to do that. A good man is going to be willing to move mountains for you, to freaking separate the seas for you, to make sure that he's going to take care of you so you wouldn't have to go through that struggle and deal with the stress of the bullshit that men typically go through on a daily basis. So if you see that a man is willing to do that shit for you, if you see that a man is showing that he can do that for you, why the fuck don't you give him a chance? Oh, let me guess. It's because materialism is your only focus. It's not about what the man's character is and what he's willing to fucking do for you, right? Get the fuck out of here.
The one thing that I do regret about not having kids by this age at 35, and not to say just because I don't have them doesn't mean I don't want them. I do. When the time is right, it will happen. I know for sure. I'll be a great mother, loving mother, festive mother. My kid's gonna be so cute. I just can't wait to see them. So cute. Love them already. It does kind of suck thinking about like when my kid is 20, I might be like 60, possibly. I don't know. I might be older, might be younger, give or take. But right now I'm 35 and I'll never have that little age gap like me and my mom had. Like my mom had me at 20, so we're 20 years apart. So I can still kick it with her at 35. It's going to look different with my child. It does scare me because in this day and age, we're just dropping like flies in our 50s and our 60s. And it makes me think, girl, you gotta take care of yourself because you're gonna be an older parent. And I definitely want to see my kid, graduate high school, go to college, get married, and I gotta take care of myself like now.
The most isolating thing is being 34 years old and not having children. This is something that I rarely, if ever, talk to anyone about because it hurts and it makes me feel very vulnerable. And I don't like that feeling, but if I feel alone in this, I know that there are so many other people who feel alone in it as well. I think it's so important for us as believers to share our struggles because when we just go out in the world and look around, especially on social media, it looks like everyone else is just having this dream life. And so the enemy tells us that everyone else's life is good and that we're the only ones struggling. Since I decided that I wanted to get pregnant, I have watched people go from being single with no prospects to dating, to married, to having a baby, all within the time that I was waiting. I also have watched some other people have 3 babies within that amount of time. And I don't get on Facebook. Like I have to keep the Facebook app deleted from my phone. And the reason why is because when I open Facebook, I feel like likes to pour salt in your wound. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Like TikTok is my safe space. Facebook just likes to find the things that are going to upset you the most and then show you those things over and over and over. So literally when I get on Facebook, all I see is pregnancy announcements and baby showers and people having their babies. And don't get me wrong, I'm so happy for those people. Like that is incredible. It's such a blessing from God. But it hurts my heart and it almost makes me bitter because I think, why not me? You know, I think like, how did my life get to this? Like, how did I get to a point where instead of being able to have a normal life like everyone else, I'm battling this thing? Like, why is this my cross to bear? But those are thoughts from the enemy though. And I have to put those away every day and I have to challenge them with scripture and God's truth. This is another of those situations that I have to surrender to God every day because if I don't, I will pick it back up and start carrying it. I know that God has good plans for my life and I know that He will give me children. I know that. But I am human. And knowing that doesn't stop me from sometimes spiraling and sometimes feeling bitter. But you know, the Bible says if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off. And I don't think we're supposed to take that literally. We're not supposed to literally cut our hand off. But if Facebook is causing me to have bad feelings toward people that are sinful, feelings that I don't want to have, that aren't benefiting me or anyone else, it is helpful for me to not get on there, to just delete the app so I don't get on there and scroll and constantly be reminded of the thing that I can't have or the thing that I don't have. Satan tempted Eve in the garden and got her to eat the fruit by reminding her of the one thing that she didn't have. And he will do that same thing to us. He will remind us over and over and over of the thing that we don't have. And humans, being well-meaning, will find that one thing that really cuts you deep. And then every time they see you, that's what they want to talk about. But for someone who's struggling, sometimes they just want to seem normal. They just want to have a normal conversation and not talk about the one bad thing in their life. I know that God is going to grow flowers in this valley. I know that He has good plans for me. And even though I don't know the future, I can rest knowing that He is in control and He is working all things together for my good. And if you follow Him, He's working all things together for your good also. So whatever it is that the enemy is using to make you feel isolated, to make you feel alone, you take that thing and you surrender it to Jesus every day if you need to. Don't pick it back up. It's not yours to carry. Give it to Jesus and trust that His plan is better than anything you could ever imagine. I love you so much, and I hope you have a blessed day.
I need to brag on my husband for a second. I am just obsessed with this man. Bradley does not let me lift a finger. Not a finger. He has been like this from the moment we started dating, but yesterday is just the perfect example of his character. This past weekend, we went to go visit my family for Easter, my mom's birthday, which is like a 6-ish hour drive away. The whole weekend was so fun, but we really didn't get a lot of sleep. Yesterday morning, 4:30 a.m., this man woke up, loaded all of our bags into the car, always lays out everything that I need to be ready in the morning. At 5 a.m., we got on the road and he drove from 5 a.m. to about 11:30. Of course, he drove the entire time. Even if I offered to drive, he would not let me. When we got home, we had every intention of going to the gym together. I had a pretty bad headache from the lack of water. I don't drink water when we go on road trips because I will have to stop every 5 minutes. Plop myself on the couch, thought I was going to rest my eyes for 10 minutes. I ended up knocking out for 2 hours. Now, within those 2 hours, he unpacked both of our suitcases and put all of our laundry away, did a load of laundry, brought up all my packages, cleared the kitchen, cleaned any dishes that needed to be washed from the drive home, filled up a brand new crisp lemon water for me, which is my favorite, and had it next to me me, so when I woke up, it would be right there. My purse was a mess. He cleaned out my entire purse and emptied out all the trash, so it would just be my necessities. Put away all my toiletries and cleaned the bathroom. He went to the gym, went to the sauna. As my eyes are opening, he walks back in the door and just has the biggest smile on his face. Always happy to see me, always happy to be around. I know he was so tired. Then he showered, got back in the car, drove into the city, and spent the second half of the day doing work. I'm gonna cry. I've never felt so cared for and loved. He has so much on his plate, but he's always trying to make my life easier. I just love him so much. Then this morning he woke up, he made me breakfast tacos, and we finished an episode of the TV show that I fell asleep to last night. Now I'm actually waiting for him to be done at his haircut, and then we're gonna go on a little walk together. Seeing the way he treats me makes me want to be the best person to people around me, because he is the kindest, most thoughtful person. It's an amazing thing to be around someone that makes you want to be a better human.
Here are 5 things that my incredible husband does that make me feel like an absolute princess. I talked about a few of these the other day, but let's keep going. Number 1 is he's always getting me flowers, and it makes me feel so loved. Number 2, every time those flowers die, he literally buys me a new one. He always wants me to have fresh flowers, and that actually makes me want to cry, like saying that out loud. Number 3 is he hates when I carry anything. So if we go shopping or anything, he will hold all the bags. And I hate that because I don't want him to have to carry it, but like he refuses to let me hold anything. Number 4 is when it's raining, he will always get the umbrella and like hold it and like make sure we're stuck under it together. I absolutely adore him. And number 5, this man vacuums. Yes, and I don't even have to ask. He is a saint. He is everything. I love him.
I admire my husband in a way that I don't think people really fully understand. It's not just love, it's respect, it's trust, and it's the way he carries himself, the way he leads, the way he shows up for me without ever needing attention or an applause. He's extremely consistent, extremely disciplined, and he is a man who does what he says he's going to do, and that alone puts him in a category that most men never reach. He honors his word. I admire the way he walks into a room and doesn't need to be the loudest one to be the strongest one, even though he can be pretty damn loud at times. The way he calms me down with one sentence or just a look or a touch. The way he protects our life, our peace, our home. He has a presence that makes me feel safe, steady, and grounded. And I know I can lean on him anytime. I know I can trust his judgment. I know he's built for responsibility, and he carries that responsibility with so much pride. I also admire how much he pushes himself, how he pushes me, how he wants both of us to win always, how he leads our relationship, not with his ego, but with purpose. He is not a man who plays games ever. He is not inconsistent. He is not chaos. He is order, structure. He is direction. And because of that, I get to relax into my femininity. I get to soften. I get to be expressive. And I get to trust the man that I chose. I admire his discipline, his focus, his loyalty, his standards. And I admire the man he became long before I ever met him, because that man is the reason our lives look exactly how they do today. And every single day, I am grateful that I get to love him, respect him, and follow his lead. That is my caveman, and I love him.
Here's what I keep coming back to with this one. Those older women weren't trying to ruin our fun. They weren't bitter. They weren't jealous. They weren't stuck in the past. They were handing us the answers to a test we hadn't taken yet. And we laughed. We scrolled past. We called it outdated. We said that's not how it works anymore. The women who got it right, they're not special. They're not luckier than you. They just used a different filter. They screened for character instead of height, consistency instead of passport stamps, integrity instead of Instagram aesthetic. That's it. That's the whole secret. And the thing about filters is, you can change yours tomorrow. Next time, we're talking about the woman who did listen to the blueprint. She got the husband, she got the life, and she still can't stop comparing. Because winning isn't the same thing as being happy. And that conversation, it's gonna sting. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.